I'm with Katherine Webster, your manager of the Cliffs of Moher Visitor Centre. February the 8th, 2007. It was 10 years ago. A lot of water has gone by the cliffs since then.
It certainly has, and an awful lot of visitors as well.
1.4 million last year. That's putting strains on resources here.
It is indeed, yes. I suppose what we see happening is an awful lot of people want to come in the summer months, an awful lot of people want to come between the hours of 11 and 4, and that does put pressure on both our own infrastructure and on the surrounding areas. Queues for the toilets, queues for the cafes, traffic issues, impact on the local communities and so on.
People coming to visit, what would you say to them?
Well, what I would say is that first of all, pick your time. Even in the summer months, the visitor centre is open till 9 p.m. The cliffs are wonderful in the evening. Come after 4 p.m, you can see the light of the setting sun on the cliffs. It's a fantastic time to see, and you avoid the worst of the crowds. Look at the time of year that you're coming. The visitor centre is open 362 days a year. We only close for 3 days over Christmas. So there is still plenty of capacity for growth in the shoulder and off season, and indeed in the longer periods of time. We've looked at things like opening earlier. We have also looked at, we have an incentive programme for group tours where they pay a cheaper rate if they come before 11 or after 4. And that is starting really to yield results for us.
And a lot of investment and change every year you're putting back in. What's been happening in 2017?
Well, we've got a number of really big projects taking place in 2017. So first of all, we have a conservation project on O'Brien's Tower, the folly built near the highest point of the cliffs by Cornelius O'Brien back in 1835. I suppose you could call it the very first visitor centre, and we have a restoration conservation job starting on that in the September of this year. We also have planning in place for a coach entrance building, for coach reception facilities, office space and additional toilets at the entrance to the coach park. And also resurfacing, a major job of work in the car park, resurfacing, drainage, new circulation for both pedestrians and traffic in that area. So yeah, very substantial investment taking place in the coming year.
And when is rush hour? What is the particular hour or two to avoid? Is it all between 11 and 4 that it gets crowded?
Well, certainly that I suppose 12 to 3 is the real peak, but what we have seen in recent years is that is extending out from 11, sort of from 11 till 4. After 4 p.m, it's still pretty calm in the evenings. Again, it depends on the day for beforehand. One of the things that we're looking at doing is putting up a calendar on our website this year to show the busier and quieter days. Of course, the cliffs are weather dependent too, and one of the things we find is that the fine days that follow foggy days, of course, are our busiest time, and there's really nothing we can do about the weather. But certainly we have the opportunity for people, even in the busiest months, if they come later in the day, they'll get a much higher quality of experience.
And it's not just about that pathway up to O'Brien's Tower. There are quiet places you can find even on busy days.
Absolutely. There's a coastal trail that runs 20 kilometres all the way from the village of Doolin to the village of Liscannor. The Cliffs Visitor Centre is at the halfway point of that, so people can still get off the beaten track. Now again, it's an open cliff edge trail. People do need to take care of their own safety and be properly shod and properly, equipped to go walking on an open cliff trail. But it's one of the best walking trails if not, certainly in the country, and I believe around the world, based on my experience.
Thank you very much, Katherine Webster.
Thank you.